Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger comic book review on Christmas Eve. The day of Christmas Eve, because if I get my comics on time, on Christmas Eve, we'll be doing the Christmas Eve review.
I'm really loving the Santa hat that I bought.
Yeah, this will possibly be the only time you'll see me in a Santa hat today and whatever day if hopefully Christmas Eve we get there. Anyway,
yeah.
Batgirl number 4. Finally, the first story arc has come to a close. In the beginning of this series, this comic, Barbara's having a nightmare about her mother and being paralyzed. This is all rehashing from like issue 1. And then, long story short, she finally confronts Mirror, and who knew, she comes out on top. The thing that has me interested and wanting to come back for the next issue is the last page. Somebody comes back in Barbara Gordon's life, or claims to be a piece of Barbara Gordon's life. And I'm going to give you guys a spoiler because by now it's all over Newsarama. It was actually all over Newsarama last I checked. The spoiler is, I'll give you 3 seconds. Barbara Gordon's claimed mother returns. That's what has me willing to come back for the next issue. However, the fight scene between her and Mirror was really good. The artwork was really good. I probably would have stuck with this regardless. But to be honest, it was kind of like you built it up for 4 issues, and then the fight was actually pretty good. I don't know. See, Batgirl is kind of like that. I knew I wasn't going to get Batwoman once you know who left.
Yeah.
So I knew that was gone. That's why I didn't even try with it. But Batgirl, I've been reading right along, and I've been enjoying.
Does Batman?
It's just, I hope they don't harp. The next issue, Batman's going to show up.
Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I just hope they don't harp on the fact that she was paralyzed and now she's not. Okay, you finished the first arc. She's not paralyzed anymore. Now drop it. Now just continue Barbara Gordon's life. Really good though. I would definitely say check it out. I'm just hoping they don't focus on the paralyzed thing because that's what was bothering me from the beginning of the issue. But then after that, Barbara Gordon is really good at her job. The whole fight with Mirror, the way she got Mirror, where she got him, and took him out the way she did, really good, really classic. I'm looking forward to the next story. Like I said, it's just I hope the pacing moves a bit more, and I hope they don't focus on the fact that she was paralyzed. It's over now. We understand, DC. You retcon that. Move on. Your book is next.
Yes.
Michael's first mini-series from DC. I didn't think he was going to take it, but when he read the book today, he was set.
Yep,
so.
we are talking about the Ray number 1 of 4. This hero is my new favorite hero.
In DC.
Well, in DC of in 3 or 2 or 3. In between that.
Yeah, because I know your favorite hero is the Punisher and Spider-Man still.
Yeah, but that's Marvel. This is DC.
Okay.
Yes.
Overall, what would you say? Both companies connected.
It would have to be Spider-Man.
And then after Spider-Man?
The Punisher.
And then after Punisher?
Would be, well, it was Superman till they rebooted. Now it's going to have to go to the Ray.
Okay, I thought you would have Hawk and Dove before the Ray.
Oh,
and Green Arrow.
I haven't really
You have to think,
but anyway.
You're just enjoying the miniseries.
Yes.
Just say you're enjoying this character as a miniseries. Don't say he's your favorite character. Trust
No,
me.
I like his character.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
Okay, but this story, it talks about his origin. I like how he...
Now you got the right comic.
Yes, now that's the right comic book. Talks about his origin. How he became a hero is that he got hit by a certain beam. We don't know what it is, but... Yet. And he realizes that his clothes are gone. And he's like, naked.
I have to read that book.
Which I thought was funny. But his life story is really enjoyable. I like the way he, his hero is in this.
You know, it's strange. You like a lot of books that nobody else does. And I read through it a bit and I thought it was good, but nobody liked Hawk and Dove, and you liked Hawk and Dove. A few people weren't really willing to like the Ray, but willing to come back for issue 2 to give it another shot. But you like it off the bat. It's very interesting. You have a very interesting way of viewing comic books. I like it because it's a different. It doesn't follow what everybody wants it to follow. You follow what you basically. You just like it whether others like it or not, which is interesting.
I'm trying to look for a page. I guess this one is good. The artwork is.
Oh yeah, the artwork is definitely phenomenal.
Yes, and spoiler for the ending. It appears that they.
Yeah, I was wondering about that
students-
page.
Yeah, I'll explain. The students, or so-called students, I believe, are watching a
Film.
documentary film of this detective. They don't give a name.
Who looks like Indiana Jones.
Right, and he's looking into the Fillmore family. Apparently, the professor shows another movie where he gets decapitated, and in the end was
He came out of the film.
yeah,
Spoiler.
and yeah, he does that, and that
You can't show that.
I'm not going to show that.
I'm very surprised. You know, DC's really pulling out all the stops with that now, and I don't like that too much.
Yeah, I think he's called the Storm when he says, "I'm going to take this town by storm."
No, he's not called the Storm. He's just saying. So he's basically going to be the
Yeah.
antagonist. He's going to be the person that goes against the Ray. Somewhere between issues 3 and 4. 3 and 4, yeah.
But next issue, the Ray versus his girlfriend's parents with his powers, basically. And
We don't know
yeah,
if it's with his powers or if it's just meeting the parents. You don't know.
yeah, but I have to admit though, I will be getting issue 2. I mean, I wish it was ongoing, but
It's different, you know. This isn't the original Ray. If you go back in the old DC books, the Ray was scripted a bit differently.
yeah.
So, and this is somebody who's never read a comic book
No,
from
I never
DC.
read Ray.
So this is your new perspective. This is what readers are seeing, and whether
Yeah,
they
but
like
as
it
a
or not.
suggestion, I would say this should be ongoing. In case
Maybe they'll put this character in some type of an ongoing or on a team at some
And
point.
it doesn't say the New 52 actually.
It doesn't because it's a miniseries. They didn't do that with Huntress either.
Oh, okay.
So,
But this book is a definite pickup. I mean,
well, that's good.
different opinions. I mean, people will like him or don't like him. I like him. His character, not.
That's interesting. Like I said, Hawk and Dove and now the Ray. Everybody talked against those talks. Not against, but not. They're not like the ratings are very low on those books. But yet you really like it. Very interesting.
I gotta
point
say,
of view.
I gotta think before I say because today I'm. So
Well, once
tired.
again, we read these books today, guys. So pardon
Yeah,
us if
so-
our review isn't as top notch as it usually is.
Yeah.
But with the holiday season, we got to get videos done as soon as possible with
'Cause it's the
whatever free
holidays,
time we have.
you know?
Yes. Suicide Squad number 4. Harley Quinn in this issue finds out that the Joker was skinned, so to speak, and dead or quoted dead. So in my mind, or at least the reader's mind, you'd think that Harley Quinn wants to get out of Suicide Squad, and actually in this book, at the end of this mission, and the guy that has to reactivate or deactivate the bombs in their neck deactivates hers because he says she's not a supervillain. She has no superpowers. She's a kid. She's a kid girl. She can't do anything. Watch. I have a feeling she's gonna escape. Duh. Of course she is. In the beginning of this issue, you believe Captain Boomerang is leading the team. It says betrayed by one of their own. It turns out Deadshot was really the one leading the team. That the button that Captain Boomerang had to set off the bombs in their neck, that was fake. He was actually brought in with the team because he was going to be their bargaining chip to find this person and to talk with them. He killed this woman that's friends with the girl on this cover, and she was a hit. Her name was Asp. I forgot her Japanese name. And basically, it turns out he thought he was leading Suicide Squad against these people to get to the person. It turns out he was their bargaining chip. They gave the girl him in exchange for information on where the guy is and to see the guy. So in the end, basically, it was Captain Boomerang who was betrayed by Deadshot, who was basically in on this with Amanda Waller the entire time. Then after this mission, you think it's over. You know, they think that they're going to get the bombs out of their neck, that they can be trusted. Wrong. Basically, Amanda Waller says, you have a life sentence. As far as I'm concerned, I have you for 5 years and basically Deadshot's like pissed off. He's like, no. And it brings you right. This is what pisses me off, though. This mission's over, and when this book ends, they're put in another situation, and yet again, you have, how many minutes did it say? They're in Belle Reve and they have to stop the super villain prison ride, and they only have 18 minutes before the bombs in their neck goes off. So they have to stop this in 18 minutes This way they can get the bonds in their neck fixed, rewound basically to another 30 minutes. This is retarded. End a story and then go into the next one. They ended one story and then literally the last 1, 2, 3 pages lead into the next story. There's never the end. I don't know.
They kind of seem to be throwing around lots of things.
No, it's like you end one story, you begin, you don't begin the next story at the end of the, but then again, it's actually pretty ingenious.
Because it actually...
Now that I think, it makes you want to get the next issue.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
That's actually very smart. Very smart. Very smart. Who writes this again? Very smart. Adam Glass, unless you're the artist. Very smart, whoever writes this. It's either Adam Glass or Federico Della Cuccio, whatever, Della Cuccio. Anyway, whichever of the two, this team is really smart. Let's put it that way. This team is very smart. I believe the writer's name always goes first, so I'm going to say it's Adam Glass. Very smart. Very smart, after all, now that I think about it. Very ingenious. But I'm on board with Suicide Squad. I'm not on the fence with that yet. So far, it's just Resurrection Man that I'm on the fence with. And there's another book, I just can't remember at the moment. Batman and Robin #4. Not really much happens here. You see that bleh. Why do I forget the name at the moment? I feel like I'm forgetting the name. Could you lower that, please?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Just mute it. And oh man. There you go. Jeez, why can't I remember these people's names? Nobody. I was right. Nobody.
Wow, Nobody?
His name is Nobody. That's his name.
Wow.
Has a vengeance again. He wants to destroy Bruce Wayne, and at the same time, he wants to nurture Damian Wayne's point of view on killing the corrupt and evil. So basically, Batman and Robin escape. I won't say how because it was really good. You guys should read this book. They escape, they go back to the Batcave. If you guys saw the preview, Damian Wayne finally saw the mortality of his father, because he is only human after all, Batman. He's just a man with a bunch of trinkets and a lot of training. So that's why Batman, I think, is very relatable with a lot of people. He's human. He's a human being. He has no superpowers whatsoever, except
and it kind of shows, humans could also be very
anybody can be.
Yeah, anybody can be a superhero. Yeah. Like Punisher too.
Yeah, Punisher's human. He's just a crazy ass guy with a lot of guns.
And Daredevil.
Daredevil has a he's blind, but at the same time he does have like that echolocation thing. Yeah, he's human.
But powers or not,
he has no powers, right?
It's
anyway, Batman and Robin.
Yes, Batman and Robin.
So after patching up Bruce, he tells Damian a bit of who Nobody is. But he said there are still things he doesn't want to disclose to Damian at this time for his own good. Damian gets pissed off, of course, and storms out. And Alfred says, a good father trusts it. Alfred, always in the Batman titles, he's like Bruce's father. He raised Bruce since his parents died and swore to Bruce's parents that he'd always look out for Bruce. And he's been doing that. And, I've loved Alfred. Even when I was a huge Superman fan and not into Batman, I've always admired Alfred's character because
he's like a role model.
Absolutely. So Alfred's trying to give Bruce advice on how to raise his son, but at the same time he sees all the mistakes Bruce is making, and he's like, you could see that Bruce is actually the one that's pushing Damian to side more with Nobody. Nobody shows up when Damian's with his dog, whom he calls Titus. Titus? Yeah, I think it's Titus. Titus. Yes. You need a name. Titus, yeah. Titus.
Yeah.
And Nobody shows up, and he's like, I understand how you are, and if you're interested, one day you'll join my side. And I love the symbolism here. They show him with a lightning bug in his hand, and his face is all lit, then he covers it, and his face goes into shadow, and the next issue is called Mutiny. The next issue is called Mutiny, unless this is all Batman's plan. It's going to kind of be interesting. Because everybody knows now that Damian's basically going to turn on his father, at least for a time. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes down, and if how Damian Wayne redeems himself later on. Because he's not going to stay against Batman unless that's his plan, to get close to Nobody and then basically try to end him. Really good. I would it's my second favorite Batman book. Batman's first, Batman and Robin, then Detective Comics, and coming in last place, as always, is Batman the Dark Knight. But however, in recent stories, I must say Batman the Dark Knight is kind of pulling a little bit better than Batman Detective Comics. So I think it's, right now they're even in third place. We'll see who goes into fourth place in the coming year. Green Lantern number 4, we all knew it. Hal Jordan isn't dead. He's very much alive.
Of course he is.
The Yellow Lantern power battery just rejects him. For those of you who saw the preview, they capture Hal Jordan, throw him into a cell, and then they capture Sinestro, and they try to take the ring off of him. It doesn't work. They throw him into a cell with all of his people, and the people don't trust him. They blame him for everything, of course, because he's evil. Maybe now he's realizing he's evil for the first time in his life. I give up on saying Sinestro should stay Yellow Lantern. You could see that DC is just pushing and pushing for him to be the world's greatest Green Lantern, or the universe's greatest Green Lantern, so whatever. They're going to just keep him as a Green Lantern. This is a variant cover, by the way. This is not the original cover. This is varianted. I forgot who did the variant. So this is the variant cover. So basically Hal Jordan says, I have an idea. Why don't you made me a Green Lantern ring. Why don't you make your people Green Lantern rings and have them stand up to all the Yellow Lanterns? And basically in the end, he tries and he becomes like the White Lantern and the Black Lanterns, where they basically threw up rings. He basically throws up a bunch of his rings, which basically deplete the power of his ring. And their rings are only going to be charged for about 10 minutes, but Hal Jordan claims that 10 minutes is all it's going to take. It's kind of weird. Now Lanterns can throw up other rings. I mean, I understand Sinestro's strong and all, but come on. And then I won't tell you what the last page is, but if you really think about it, guys, remember, Sinestro controls the Green Lantern rings. So, hell, I'm going to spoil it. 3, 2, 1. Everybody gets a Green Lantern ring and they're about to unleash their Green Lantern powers against Sinestro. But if you guys remember from the second issue, when Hal Jordan got the Green Lantern ring and tried to unleash its power against Sinestro, what happened? It didn't work. Why? Because Sinestro is the main power source of these rings.
So you're saying it might not work?
It won't work. He could stop them, even though he's weak. The rings probably have a failsafe that they can't hurt Sinestro. So I don't understand why DC. Do you guys think we're retarded just because it's 2 issues later? We don't remember that Hal Jordan couldn't hurt Sinestro with his Green Lantern ring, but these people can? No, they can't. They're not going to be able to do it. So they're going to find that out really quick. They're going to break out, and they're probably going to stop the Yellow Lantern Corps. I love this issue, and as far as DC goes this week, this is definitely a book of the week for DC. But however, I really wish DC would stop thinking we're retarded. I remember full well that Sinestro controls the Green Lantern rings, and he definitely set them so that he can't be hurt by the Green Lantern rings either. So it's kind of stupid. It's stupid the way they ended this one, because we all know in the next part that Sinestro's going to be fine, and they're not going to beat up. They might try to physically beat up Sinestro, but their rings aren't going to be able to do jack shit to him.
Unless they're just catching on to it. Maybe they didn't read the other issues back, and they might.
We'll see.
But we'll see how the next issue goes.
Definitely. So that was Green Lantern, and that was this week's comic books.
So,
once again, guys, sorry that we really didn't get as in depth, and I'm sure we screwed up on a couple of things, and we stuttered a bit.
With the
I stuttered.
The numbers.
I definitely stuttered a bit on a few.
Well, not numbers.
A few issues.
Let's see what's something.
Yeah, I stuttered a bit on a few issues, but once again, we wanted to shoot this today, even though it's not Christmas Eve, because if the comic books for the week of the 21st, which is the next episode, come tomorrow, we want to shoot that on Christmas Eve on the date. So these will be uploaded Christmas Eve morning. I'm probably going to upload them Friday night into Saturday morning.
Yep.
Well, it'll be Saturday morning. And then Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, probably most likely Saturday night, because we're going to have to read all the comic books, will be the next part, which will catch us up on comic book reviews. And then we'll be back on track. So yeah, guys, I'll give you the news about the comics that are being released on the 28th, when the next comic books come in. Once again, guys, just understand this when it comes to comic books. You can't say Marvel's playing the same story card because DC's playing the same reboot card. Understand that these two companies are in competition while not being in competition with each other. They are in competition when it comes to sales, and you can't you know, it's very hard to think of something that wasn't done before because it's all been done before.
It gets too, you know, like...
Yeah, so they're going to do the same thing, but at the same time they're changing it up. As far as, but I will say this, Brian Michael Bendis is just rehashing
don't even talk
old
about
garbage.
Yeah, he's...
That is a rehash. That's just redoing something over again. That's Brian Michael. That I'll agree.
Now I know why you hate him.
I'll play that card. Yeah, he's doing the exact same thing he did last year, and he's not even changing it a bit. The only difference is now it's the Heroic Age, and instead of the Dark Avengers being the top dog, they're the underdog, and the Avengers, instead of being the underdog, are the top dog. So basically, it's the same story with situations reversed.
What if they keep doing this?
It's still the same shit. The Avengers versus the Dark Avengers, and you know the Avengers are somehow going to win. There are going to be consequences. There are going to be consequences, but they're going to win. And Norman Osborn needs to go back to Spider-Man books. I haven't seen a good Green Goblin story in a while. Get Bendis off the Avengers book and put Norman Osborn back into Green.
Yeah, with that, Merry Christmas.
Hope you guys, yes, this is going to be uploaded on Christmas Eve morning, regardless of comic books. You go first.
Yes, I was just going to say peace on earth and goodwill toward men.
God bless each and every one of you, my viewers, my comic book community, bros and sisters out there. Hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas morning in case we don't get the other comic review shot. At least you guys will have this one for the morning on Christmas Eve. Hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas Eve with your families and loved ones. I wish you all the best, and we'll see you guys after Christmas with more comic reviews, book reviews, and Christmas. There'll be a Christmas video, I'm sure, where we talk about the stuff we got. So guys, hope you're having a wonderful Christmas. You are, as you're watching this, having a wonderful Christmas Eve. Have a wonderful Christmas Eve dinner. Enjoy Christmas in the morning. And if you celebrate Hanukkah, I know Hanukkah's still going on. I hope you guys that are celebrating Hanukkah are having a great Hanukkah. I have no idea what date Kwanzaa is.
That's the day after Christmas.
Okay, so I hope you guys in 2 days that celebrate Kwanzaa have a wonderful Kwanzaa. And any other holiday I missed, there you go. Okay, reviewing the week of the 14th. Green Lantern #4 was the best of the DC lot this week, which isn't saying really much, but at the same time, I just wish DC wouldn't think we were all retards. Batman and Robin #4, you could feel the mutiny coming on between Damian and his father. Suicide Squad 4 is pretty good. I'd say check it out if you're interested. The Ray #1 Michaels miniseries.
Great, getting issue 2, definitely. It must be an ongoing series, I hope.
We'll see. Batgirl #4 is pretty good, action-packed, and it puts an end to the first story arc and leads into the next story arc with Barbara Gordon's mother. Resurrection Man 4, I am officially now on the fence. The next issue is going to make or break the series because I'm getting tired of the same shit. 4 issues. Carnage USA was awesome.
Agreed.
I'm looking forward to the other 4 parts. Check this out.
On board for issue 2.
Best of Marvel this week. Also, another Best of Marvel this week is Uncanny X-Force 18. You knew they were going to have to stop Archangel the way they did. So, we expected it, but we did not expect the ending. So, I would definitely say check it out. Marvel Holiday Specials, up to you guys, but that Wolverine story, the Wolverine and Spider-Man stories alone make this book worth the $3.99.
Even The Thing and Nick Fury, but that is definitely going on the wall, definitely.
The new Avengers 19, like I've been just saying, you know, Brian Michael Bendis is playing the Dark Avenger card again, not even a year after the Dark Avengers were disassembled. It could be good. Right now, I'm just sitting down, I'm reading, and I'm watching, and I'm waiting. We'll see. Avengers X Sanction is exactly what they claimed it to be. A lead up to Avengers versus X-Men in 4 months.
I can't wait to see Cable go up against Iron Man next week.
The week of the 8th, X-Men 22, I'm only getting it for the Sentinel story and then I'm dropping it. So just letting you guys know that off the bat. And Lock and Key Clockworks #3. Awesome. Lock and Key is a really awesome series. I would definitely recommend that. TMNT and Ghostbusters from IDWs. And that's it. Happy Christmas Eve, everybody. I would say Merry Christmas, but it's not Christmas yet. But this video goes up.
Happy Christmas.
Have a Merry Christmas Eve. See you guys soon for another Dark Avengers comic book review and whatever other videos we decide to shoot in between. Take care, guys.
Later, guys.